Welcome all of you. And in this talk, I will first of all walk you through the overall view of this program, followed by the curriculum structure, admission requirements, and then we're going to have a student sharing session. After that, you're welcome to raise any questions that you may have about this program or the learning in this program. So for our B.Ed.B. Science program, it is jointly offered by the Faculty of Education and Faculty of Science. And it is a 5-year teacher education program with no exit point. Well, it means that, so some students may ask, would it be possible for me to after going through the first 4 years of study to get a single degree? So no, this option will not be possible for you. Well, and in this program, it integrates and allows concurrent studies of major and professional core courses and participation in exchange and experiential programs during the 5 years. It awards 2 degrees on graduation, and it aims at providing professional training equivalent to a PGDE, but longer in duration. And our program leads to a recognized teacher training qualification in Hong Kong, and graduates can become a teacher of science subjects in Hong Kong in secondary or primary schools. And it allows also the development or career options available to science graduates. It has 16 first-year places, and it will consider admitting candidates with different educational backgrounds. And for curriculum structure, for students will have 120 credits in professional core courses, including integrated courses, pedagogy courses, pedagogical content knowledge courses, educational studies core courses, and educational studies elective courses. And before the end of year 3, students will complete a community-based professional practicum. And in year 4, well, they're going to have 10 weeks of professional practicum, and in year 5, another 10 weeks in a school for completing the professional practicum. 96 credits, including 6 to 12 credits in science capstone experience in one of the following 7 major programs, including biochemistry, biological sciences, chemistry, ecology and biodiversity, food and nutritional science, molecular biology and biotechnology, or physics. And students will declare their major by the end of the 2nd year of the latest. 24 credits in common core courses, 18 credits in Chinese and English language courses, and the remaining credits for 3 electives in experiential learning programs, minor program, education and interfaculty elective courses, etc. And for admission requirements, so for JUPAS candidates, to satisfy the minimum requirements for entrance to the university, and each applicant shall gain the following in a Hong Kong Diploma of Secondary Education, that is HKDSE, level 3 or above in English language and in Chinese language, level 2 or above in mathematics and in liberal studies, and level 3 or above in 2 elective subjects. B.Ed.B. Science requires the best 5 subject scores. Mathematics, biology, chemistry, physics, combined science, integrated science, or M1, M2 are weighted slightly heavier in computing the overall score of applicants, and other tiebreakers may be employed. And for non-JUPAS candidates, candidates with different educational backgrounds are required to satisfy each of the following for the basic university entrance requirements. For general academic requirements under either international qualifications like IB, GCE A-level, GCE AS level, etc., or national or regional qualifications like Singapore's GCE A-level examination, South Korea's General High School Diploma, etc. English language requirement as well as second language requirement. And you can see our Hong Kong U website for more details. So today we are happy to have Cindy and Michael to join us in this talk, and then they're going to share their experience, their learning experience with all of us, and they are now in the final year program.
Thank you, Dr. Lauren.
So would you like to have introduce yourself to all of us?
Sure, I'm Cindy. I'm a final year student majoring in chemistry education.
Yes, I'm Michael and also a final year student majoring in physics education. And I'm so excited to be here to share my experience. And it really recalls my memories in my secondary school life by seeing many of you are coming here.
True. 4 years ago, when I was still a secondary student, I could not believe that I would become a science teacher one day. Shall we share some of our experience in our program to the audience?
Sure, perhaps we may share on why would you like to study in this program?
Well, despite the fact that I'm now an education student majoring in chemistry, I indeed performed very poorly in this subject when I first. So it was really discouraging to see no improvement was made, even though you try your best. Fortunately, my secondary school teacher discovered my weaknesses and attempted to use different ways so that I can understand the concepts better. Later on, I began to enjoy learning science. When it comes to choosing university programs, I started to think of spreading the joy and significance of learning science to the next generation by being a teacher. And that's how I made the decision to come here. What about you?
Well, my path to this program is a little bit straightforward, and because my chemistry teacher retired in the middle of my secondary school life, and therefore I had a chance to experience teaching and learning from two teachers who are very different in their teaching styles. And later on, I discovered a very trivial fact, but also an often unnoticed fact that how teachers taught us a certain topic impacted very much on how we learned. And further exploring into this field, and I was further indulged in different educational issues, and in the process of discussion with many of my teachers, and I know being a teacher is definitely my aspiration, and therefore I put this program in my JUPAS A1 choice.
And I believe our audience are probably quite curious about why you chose our BFB science program and not PGDE, like taking a single science degree in science followed by a PGDE. So may we know more about why?
Yes, I still remember I also asked the professors this question here before as well. And I still remember what she told us is that the BA program aims at training us not only to be a teacher, but an educator. And our program not only made us skilled at teaching, but also focus more on development and evaluation. 5 years of studies is actually not a short period of time, definitely. And the BA program allows us to focus more on development and evaluation instead of merely imparting some theoretical knowledge about education. Like for example, studying science, subject matter knowledge, and pedagogical knowledge at the same time can allow us to integrate what we have learned and present in a more precise and concise manner, which deepens our learning instead of learning them separately in a 4-to-1 time frame.
Apart from that, by studying both science and education together, it encourages our further development in scientific literacy as well as practical teaching skills, which allow us to enter multiple career pathways such as conducting scientific research and getting involved in teaching science and STEM in the future.
And time flies. You're now final year students and soon to be an in-service science teacher. So can you share with us more about what you have learned throughout all these years?
Yes, as mentioned, we learn to be educators, not simply teachers. So therefore, we not only learn how to establish a good academic foundation for students' pursuit, but also passing some integral virtues and a sense of righteousness to cultivate students' whole person development. Apart from what happened in the classroom, we also study education macroscopically in terms of its sociological and philosophical perspective in society. In fact, what I deemed most treasurable learning is my own reflection after each session when I attend my education courses. I would say that our program really provides us a lot of insights for us to construct and act to achieve our ideals in education.
Studying in the BFB Science program, we are also able to obtain and seek opportunities to practice the theories that we have learned. Say, for example, we have to conduct our teaching practicum during year 3, 4, and 5, respectively. Not only the compulsory practicums, but we can also participate in multiple extracurricular activities in different contexts to broaden our interpersonal relationship, meet many in-service teachers, and learn from them. So take myself as an example. I have been to a secondary school in Thailand and taught the students there during my first year of study. It was truly an unforgettable and meaningful experience to me, as it broadened my mind of being a teacher, in particular a science teacher, as well as providing me a chance to implement and consolidate my knowledge on pedagogical theories.
Yes, through constant practices and various kinds of pedagogies, and we can figure out what we like or comfortable with and be more adaptive to various change, such as the current online lessons. As B.Ed and B.Sci students, and I believe every one of our cohorts have walked through an endless journey of self-exploration. Yeah.
And I believe you all have experienced different crises and challenges throughout the years. So could you share with us more about that?
Sure. The most recent challenge is definitely how to maintain the classroom dynamics during the pandemic. Well, for me, teaching is not just a presentation of knowledge, but an interactive process of thinking and solving questions. Although we have gained lots of fruitful face-to-face teaching experience, I believe it remains a great challenge to every one of us, not only we as a pre-service teacher, but also for our professor and your teacher in schools as well. Online teaching and face-to-face teaching are significantly different in terms of teaching methods, students' engagement, as well as the learning atmosphere. Sometimes it could be quite stressful to handle everything all at once. But I would say in our program, we're lucky to have our teachers and peers who are always willing to share and discuss with us.
Yes, exactly. Being adaptive while reflective are two very important qualities as a teacher. In fact, studying in this program is like in a family with our close relationship between cohorts and with professors. And this further fuels our passions towards teaching. Passions and interest toward education are also two of the most important qualities to succeed in this program.
As a student, as well as a pre-service teacher, we are free to explore our own teaching styles and beliefs, which enable us to be a mature teacher in the future. All you have to do is to be passionate and open-minded to start your journey. I'm sure if you're well prepared, you will be able to gain a lifelong and fruitful experience in our program.
Yes, and I also hope to see you all in the HKU orientation later on when you will really enroll into this program, and feel free to ask any question after this talk. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael and Cindy, for your sharing.